With this seat here, it's Harley-Davidson. The customer actually sent us the seat. We obviously pulled the carpet off from the bottom and pulled the seat cover off. He sent a picture of what he wants, which is a very cool seat, very traditional seat, old school seat. And we are going to make the seat look like it. Now, I pulled the cover off and to see what's underneath it. He did mark where he wants the seam, which is great. So he pulled this off. I put a little mark where he wants it. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use this foam at all. This is one, it's a very soft foam. This is something that you're going to find in like a home upholstery store. It's not going to work for a motorcycle because what happens is it's too soft. You're going to sit on it. You're going to bottom out. No matter what you put on it for a cover, it's not going to look good. So what I'm going to do is just do a quick measurement from the tip of the back seat here to where he wants his back support, which is 8 3/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to write that down here, 8 3/4, because we are just going to rip all this foam off and see what's underneath here and start from scratch. So they pieced a lot of this stuff together. Things that people don't show you. Everybody wants to say, I have this magic way of pulling foam off. I'm going to grab my steamer now and sit here for 6 hours and try to get the foam off. Just rip off and get going. Okay, so he has a little bump stop here that fell off. This actually was the rubber for the mount. So I want to make sure we don't lose that. So I'm going to keep it here. I know it has to go there. We're going to take off this batting. This is all stuff that a home furniture person would do. When we do this for a living, we know that if you see soft foam like this from the upholstery trade, that's what it is. And if we have batting, you know, you don't use batting. The big difference in the different levels of upholstery, you have home furniture, marine, automotive, motorcycle, and I mean, there's hospitality, all this different stuff, but for us, that's the main categories. And what happens is furniture people, they foam a seat and then they make a cover and they use the cover to kind of fit the foam. In automotive, whether it's motorcycle, car, truck, even marine, marine's kind of like a wishy-washy where some of it forms towards home upholstery and some of it forms towards automotive. But in automotive, you always want to make sure that you sculpt your foam and then you make a seat cover fit that foam. You're not trying to change the foam with the cover because it will never look that good. If you imagine a lot of home furniture has big cotton batting, like sheets of batting in it. And what happens is you put your cover on it and then it just kind of glides over this stuff and it gives you this big cushy feeling. And your cover actually makes the shape of your cushion more so. Whereas on a car and a motorcycle, your foam is the shape and then your cover fits that foam. And on a motorcycle, it's even more precise that your foam has to be perfect and then your seat cover fits that even better. Because we're not using a lot of different things to kind of hide it. So we're just going to rip all this off. I just went through, I talked with the customer because I was worried because he said he had a stretch tank. Without having the motorcycle here, you don't really know how this fits well. And without really good pictures, it's really tough to tell too. He told me that this fits well. I always recommend sending in pictures and even putting like a ruler or a yardstick, something across here in multiple spots with photos so I could see the gaps and see exactly how it goes in there, because what sometimes fits good to you, we could actually make fit 1,000 times better than you even realized. And it will just add so much more value to your motorcycle when everything just fits and flows really nice. A lot of times people put the puffy foam on there and rely on that to push up. And if you do that, what ends up happening is it wrinkles a little bit. Since we don't have the bike here, we don't have any pictures, we don't have a lot of options, we are going to, right, there's no pictures. Let me just double check. Just a picture of the seat, but not on the motorcycle. So we're going to leave that there. I am also not adding edge trim on here. This is a thicker metal seat pan. It's not a super sharp edge, but the seat cover itself was ripped, so we know that it's been chowed up. The only reason I'm not adding the edge protecting here is because if this is a really tight fit and we put the edge protector on, it might not fit on the motorcycle. So I don't really want to change anything that they had already done. But you can see here, I did go through and put the edge protector on all the way around. Not only does it protect, it kind of looks cool too. And now when we pull our material around there, it'll actually have a nice radius and it's not going to have a chance of ripping or tearing. If you slam the seat on the ground, it could probably rip a little bit, but it takes a lot. This here, if you haven't heard me before, just a black edge trim that we put around. It has a little pinch weld with glue. You just go around the edge and heat it up as you go if you need to. This is from Kohl's Products, which we highly recommend. They were a supporter of our Atomic Auto Works Garage channel. Supporter of any of our channels is a friend of the family. So remember to check out Kohl's Products. We do have a link on our website for Atomic Cycle Works. If you click on the copycat link, you can go to it and you could see a link for Kohl's Products where you could actually purchase this on Amazon. It's also available at like O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advance. All those places usually have this in stock, and if they don't, you can get it there. But they also have some other cool products. So you could always check out their website at kohlsproducts.com and see all the other stuff. And you could even order direct there if anybody else doesn't have it. Back to the seat. This obviously is going to keep a little bit of a challenge because we have the front here. The stretch tanks come down Usually they end right around here. Like you see, he had a couple marks here, so they must have Sharpied it to try to get that better. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually foam this up. So this is his original foam that we took off, and you can see it was kind of big and bulbous, and I think what they were trying to do is come up with a nice scoop, because if you look at the factory seat here, it has a nice dish to it, but it's also not as high in the front. So what I'm gonna do is kind of the same thing that we do on a Street Glide, is once we hit this point, I'm gonna scoop them down a little bit and bring this up, and that'll kind of give us more of a profile where you sit in the pocket of the seat. And I guess let me show you instead of telling you. Sorry if this video kind of sounds more like a how-to video. I kind of got confused because on our AtomicAutoWorks.com and our Atomic Auto Works channel on YouTube, we actually teach people how to do stuff. And I was going to use this seat as a how-to to show people, but we have to get it done because it's a customer seat. And I know what you guys are thinking. How are we going to have this hard foam meet up with that soft foam and still be comfortable? We got some tricks in there. So what I did is I just glued the bottom, glued the front so that everything sticks together. When you're foaming stuff, especially motorcycle seats, you want to make sure that every square inch of it's glued. If you don't, you're going to have a pocket, an air pocket, and it just causes problems. Where's that warm weather? Well, it's amazing when we're using our contact adhesives how when it's hot out, everything dries so fast, but when it's cool out, not so much. And what sucks about when it's cool out and it doesn't dry quick is when you go to use your tools, cut stuff, you get the glue sometimes doesn't dry, and then it leaves wetness all over your tools, and I don't like that. Now this has a little bit of a gap here. I don't know if you can see that. It's still a little bit higher here, but I'm not worried about that because we're getting rid of that. I don't care what kind of motorcycle that goes on, it does not look good, and it won't look good. So let's try to see if we can zap this up. When I'm doing this, I just try to kind of keep everything vertical. Sometimes you can make it a little bigger. I actually messed up over here. I'm gonna have to fix that. So one of the great parts about foam is if you mess up, a lot of times you can just fix it. And we are gonna do that right now. Glue on both sides. Matter of fact, this rebonded foam is mostly actually adhesive because they take all scrap pieces of material and then bond them together with glues. So this is actually probably more glue than foam on these things. We'll let that tack up for uno momento. And we're gonna put this back on here, right where it went. A little soft still, little wet. Well, that's drying. I'm gonna clean my tools. Try to get the glue off here. Perfect. Now the reason I messed up on that, I had so much meat from that extra foam hanging over that as I went around the corner, the weight of the foam pulled down and just kind of made me cut kind of wanky. Get rid of the scraps here. We don't need to keep our garbage. Now we're gonna look at his picture. So I'm gonna mark this to 8 3/4 to where the ridge is that he wants to come up, which is about here. And you can see, I'm gonna scoop it, but we need to level this back off. So if you look at this seat here and you look at this seat here, this is gonna need to be like this. This is gonna be needed like this. Sometimes before I actually do this, I'll actually thicken up the back. And I always foam it differently. It's kind of like a fun thing. If you do it the same way every time, sometimes it gets monotonous, but we do have to raise this up a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make a thing here where this one kind of curves down a little bit. And I'm not really worried about the shape or the curves or any of that stuff. Let me stick that in the glue. The glue was a little soft. Now you can see we're starting to get a little better, but it's nowhere near where we want it yet. And what's going to be tough about the design of this seat is where he made his mark. Basically, this seat here is a lot longer in the back, and then where this sits. So if you look at this seat here, the original seat is longer in the back, and it kind of has a radius that comes down a little bit steeper, and this area is a little bit fatter. Some of it might look a little different just because if the back of the seat's shorter and the front of the seat's longer, it's not going to look exactly like it, but we're going to get the same transition, and we are going to get the same shapes in here, and it will look very similar. If we were to make this seat look more like he wanted, we would probably have to go from his 8 3/4 and move it forward more, but let's see what it looks like. It might look better than we're thinking. I'm going to mark my mark again. So I cut it off. 8 3/4 right about there. And now I'm just going to add just this one section here. This is where it starts to come together a little bit better. Let that tack up for a second because we want this nice and dry. I am worried about this. I hate the fact that this is a soft foam because I know what they did is they just pulled it over. what we're going to end up doing is putting the cover back on there and pulling it and marking the distance. And hopefully we can tell by the wear of the seat. But the seat picture that they gave us has a lot nicer, flatter, curved radius on it. And this is just more of a puffiness. And you can see the difference in the foam, how that's foam's there. And this foam's so much firmer. Ours is way firmer. Now we're just going to put this here. It always looks worse before it gets better. 8 3/4 right here. So you can notice with each step that we do, we are squaring this up a little bit more. So this is a nice radius here. This does actually have a little bit of a bulge in the middle. I forgot about that. There, back in the day, there was a company that was making these seats with a ridge down the middle. I didn't really like them because I don't like a ridge going down your private areas because it adds too much pressure there. You can start to see that we're starting to get a little bit better of a shape here. Obviously, this is going to be narrower than this by quite a bit. Hopefully, this little kick out that he has here will give the appearance of that wideness, because we're going to actually, after we round this, have our shape come down here. And I'm also looking at this going, the shape of the seats like this, I think what we're going to want to do is, I'm almost thinking we're going to need a little bit more meat up here, because it's this seat does have some roundness to it, but it's really not super thick on the back. But you could really see what's messing me up is this seat is almost the exact opposite of the seat he went where, well, not exact opposite. The front of that seat he pictured, it does have a long front, but it also has a really long back, and this is not going to have that. I do like to go back and forth and really check things out as we're going. This seat here, I put the original seat cover back on. I just want to double check where our mark is. I had that 8 3/4, but now with the new foam, I want to make sure that it's good. And so I'm pulling this up here to where he had his mark, and we are roughly about a 1/2 inch forward. So I'm going to bring that back a little bit. I'm going to bring it back a little bit more than we need to, because we're going to be adding a different kind of foam on here that's going to be a little bit better. Well, let's see if this helps us or hurts us. I'm going to add a little bit more up here before we round this off. I'm really not digging it, because I think what's going to end up happening is this seat, because it's so different than the one that he sent, it's going to look a lot different, because it has a stitch with a double stitch going across it. It's similar to something we do a lot, and then the back is smooth. So if you imagine the back of this is all smooth, but then it's supposed to have a double stitch coming around here. And what sucks is there's not a lot of meat here. So for that not double stitch, but that patch with a top stitch and then a top stitch, it's going to be hard to make that look similar to that seat, because this is going to end up being very thin. Right now, this is a little too thin, because there's not really, we probably got 3/4 of an inch, which is enough in that area, because we're going to be adding some comfort foams on there. I will have to say that this shape and profile was so popular for so long. It's like really comfortable. It gives you back support where you feel like you're not going to slide off the back of the motorcycle. It's real nice. And then for years it went away, and they started doing the wet wall seat where you come back here and straight up. And a lot of people like that because it looks cool. It's good for stunt riding. It does plant you in the bike, but if you actually ride the bike long distances, it's usually not that great because there's too much pressure on your back. So it's kind of a weird happy medium you have to find. So let me do this here, there. Now this is going to make it have a tremendous back support, which we don't really need that much. Right, so I'm just trying to round this thing off to get a better look now, so it's looking more like a seat should be, but this is still pretty narrow. But don't worry, I got to put 2 more layers of foam on here. I think we're going to move to a comfort foam next, and then we'll do our sculpting foam. You can see here I have a comfort layer of foam on top of here. It did widen it enough here so that there's definitely enough room where you're not going to bottom out or feel uncomfortable, but we do have a nice transition, so this rider will sit in the seat. Now our next step is, do we wrap this with our 1/4 inch sew foam as is and then put our cover on it? Do we laminate our material with the 1/4 inch sew foam and then put it on? On this seat here, I think I'm going to opt to put the sew foam on first. No rhyme or reason. Sometimes I can stretch the cover a little bit easier because it's not attached to the foam. Other times I'll use a 1/4 inch attached to the material if I want it to have a little more body to it, but this I kind of want a nice clean tight cover to match the one that he saw in the magazine. Seat is foamed, patterned it, and put the material out. Time to sew. All right, let's go test fit this and see what it looks like. So just like that, it's done. And this is kind of a good representation to show you. Sometimes when you send us a picture of a seat that you like this gentleman specifically liked this seat here. When you go and modify an existing seat, sometimes the seat pans and foam are not the same. So we do everything we can to still have that same vibe. So you can look here, we actually made the back piece here, so it has this little panel insert to mimic the other one. Reasoning why sometimes it looks different is on that seat, this seam is way up here, so this back is a lot longer. This is shorter, you sit farther back. This has a stretched tank, so it has a farther nose up front, whereas a lot of seats would stop back here. So there's a lot that goes into trying to make a seat look like it, but also make it the way you want it comfort-wise. If you remember, we went to his 8.5 inches to his back piece here. We dropped them down, but now this looks more like a seat. The old one kind of just looked like a big padded pillow thing. And this looks like a nice seat that he could put on his bike and be respectful. It looks nice. The bottom of it, we just went and put a little piece of felt. Oops, the table's a little dirty, gotta blow that off. Put a little piece of felt on there just so it doesn't, well, one, it looks a little bit better and it doesn't scratch the bike. I don't like felt a lot on bikes that you ride a lot, but on bikes that are more showy, stretch tanks, cool bikes and things like that, it'll last for probably 5 to 10 years. Here you have it, this seat here. If you like what you see, check out atomiccycleworks.com. Thanks for watching.